Running here on this Samsung phone. This is an S2, so this is usually an Android phone, but there's no Android on this one. What we have is effectively Gecko, which is our web rendering engine. It's what powers Firefox, running more or less directly on the hardware. So on other devices where you would have the hardware and then Android and then the web, we've removed a layer. It's just the web running directly on the hardware. Now, to make this workable as a phone OS, we've had to add a couple of gaps, or we'd had to fill a couple of gaps in what the web can do. So one example is the dialer. So this is just a web app. We mapped view source to the menu buttons. You can see this is really built entirely in HTML, JavaScript, and CSS. But this is a web app that can use the radio in this phone to make a phone call, which is new. The web didn't used to be able to do that. We've added a JavaScript API for telephony, and we're working with standards bodies to get these things standardized, so that we're not just doing this for boot to Gecko. These capabilities are getting added to the web in general. So we've done that for telephony. We've done that for SMS. We've built a JavaScript SMS API. There's one for contacts, so that the system here can get contacts out of the phone's address book. And we've got a big list that we're working through: NFC, Bluetooth, all of these things. Android and iOS provide those capabilities to their native apps through APIs, and so we want those same things to be available through JavaScript APIs so that the web can use them. So we have a dialer, SMS, we can play video. This isn't even hardware accelerated yet, but just using web technologies, we can play video here and have a video playing app that wouldn't look out of place on Android. And again, not accelerated yet, but a pretty good frame rate, and that's just using WebGL. We also can do games, so like Cut the Rope, which is a pretty popular mobile game. Let's give it a second to come up, and again, we haven't optimized this at all. This is just off of the web, but just waiting for it to load here. We can play Cut the Rope, and you can already see that the experience of it is actually, very much in line with what you would expect from Android or iOS. But again, this is written entirely in web technologies. So we watch the bubbles for a moment. Okay, come on. Here we go. Just about there. Demos.